Good evening, everybody. Good evening. Welcome to the start of the GP2 2019 GP4 OC season. I am your commentator today, Robert Ionescu, and I am joined by a voice you would know quite well if you've ever watched the top class highlights. That, of course, being George Roque. Hello, George. How are you doing?
Yes, hello, Rob. Yes, I'm doing well. Very much looking forward to a new season.
Yeah,
Number of new drivers, a lot of the same, a lot of the same. It's anything can happen, so it's going to be make or break for some drivers, and for the debuts, can they make themselves an impact here?
absolutely. If you missed top class practice earlier today, you didn't miss so much. Joseph Willows was fastest in the Ferrari. But moving on from that, in GP2, what did you think of testing so far, George? Because both days were dominated by Ben Svaldinger, of course.
Mm. Yeah, Benz Valdinga he's an interesting driver, really. He's been GP2, I think, for a fair few seasons now. Before that, it was DTM. So I think this has been an important season for him because he's wanted to get in the top class for a while. It's just not happened for him. So maybe this could be the season for him.
We'll just have to wait and see. Either way, we arrived here in the Kingdom at the Bahrain International Circuit here in Sakir, and this should be very entertaining. We're gonna jump to the weather real quick, and unless there's a massive surprise, it's gonna be dry. And it is gonna be dry there, so no surprises. And we're gonna get going with the session. Last time out here in Bahrain, it was Aaron Curtis who took pole at the last moment. Will something like that happen again? We'll just have to wait and see. Of course, last year's race was incredibly entertaining, provided a lot of surprises. But now it's time for qualifying, which has begun. 22 cars, 30 minutes, and only one poleman. 4 bonus points, of course, on offer for whoever that man will be.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see who's going to take pole today. Of course, we've got a number of new Javins. Those names include Ruslan Prosiok, Marku Kalovic, Joel Watterson, I think Gabriel Quintino, I believe, as well. And I believe Lorenzo Tomaselli, I think, as well as is in it. So a number of new debutants
Actually, but yeah.
are returning, yeah. But I definitely had heard the name before. Well, of course, we have the other Tomaselli Paulino.
And we have Ruslan Prosiok going out first in the MP Motorsport.
Yeah, of course, he's been in Formula E for a few seasons and now jumped straight up to GP2. Not bad, really. And
he's also gotten the Toro Rosso test drive, which the car looked a little bit different in the first day of testing. It looked very, very similar to Rahul Patel's car, but they've edited a little bit around, and now it looks properly like its own unique car, and with the MP Motorsport logo in there as well, it's quite nice.
Yes, that is definitely a relief, that's for sure. Makes it look a lot better so we can see it.
Yeah, we got a lot of cars going out on track. Prosiok will be the first one to settle up. And what do you think of this circuit, George?
I've always been a fan of this circuit, to be honest. I think it is personally one of the best circuits, really. Always entertaining. Obviously, we apart from obviously the certain glitches, but apart from that, no, the circuit itself is always definitely a good one to watch. So.
Yeah, agreed. Well, there's not that much you can do about the glitches sometimes, but it shouldn't matter too much.
Yeah.
Either way, Prosiok is entering Sector 3 now.
Yeah, so yeah.
We've got everyone out on track, so all 22 drivers. And look at the support pit straight. There appears to be a car holding up another one, so we might have a little bit of drama in this first stint. Crash, but someone getting held up or impeded. Anyway, Ruslan Prosiok is going to start his first flying lap, the first flying lap of the season, and I'm gonna commentate you guys through it. So here he goes, onto the front straight, the highest top speed. So we'll hit on this part of the track, and now braking hard into turn 1 goes Ruslan Prosiok. He went very deep on the brakes, but he got it very well stopped. He gets a good exit there, and he hit that curb as well on the apex. Now on the run towards turn 4 goes Prosiok. He needs to stay as much on the left as he can, but not go on the curb to open up and have the best run he possibly can into 4. Gets on the exit curb almost. As Prosiok into the slow chicane. Sets a 39.5 in sector 1. Now he'll be approaching turn 8, a very important right-hander. Not the corner itself, but the exit is super important, because it leads you down to this fast section of the double left of 9 and 10. 9 a fast left followed by the incredibly slow turn 10, from which the X is absolutely critical as it launches you like a slick shot onto the support pit straight. So here goes Protsyuk in towards third 11. Difficult, easy to drive through, difficult to master. Protsyuk has got a good exit from here. Now he's going up the hill into 12 through the right. It's gonna be a 12.2 in the second sector. Now to turn 13 he goes. Don't take too much care about X. He didn't take Eddie, so that's good for him. Only one corner remains though. It's classified as 2. It's only one proper corner. The other is a kink. Here goes Protsyuk out of 14 now, and out of the fast kink of 15. So now Protsyuk will round off his lap to be the first one to sell lap in this session. What's that lap going to be? It's going to 1:39.7. That's Protsyuk's best. Warson beats it by 3/100ths of a second before Watson smashes it by 3/10. What about Mccarthy up next? Where can he go? Mccarthy, second fastest. Adventure goes quickest now by 4/10. Burns goes quickest by another 7/10. Bennett second, Anderson third. Yeah, indeed. Quintino up next, goes 4th. Lorenzo Tomaselli, what can he do on his return? Pole position for him at the moment. Max Killen is up next to cross the line, only 9th. Mariko Kalevic on his debut, 10th place for him. Jake Galloway 4th. Dennis Graf, 3rd fastest. Now Nicholas Zurbach, he hasn't done well in testing, but what about now in qualifying? Currently 9th fastest. Ben Waldinger, 5th fastest. What about Tomas Pasquale? 8th for him. Rahul Patel goes 2nd. Incredible effort. Just 8/100ths behind Tomaselli. Isaac Fashry goes 13th. Dodo Kirby up next. He goes 12th. Aaron Curris goes 3rd. Keeping the pace he had last year, it appears. Jamie Griffiths is the only car left, and he goes 14th quickest. Protsyuk, the first man to set a lap, ended up being the slowest of all.
Yeah, it's definitely a lap of a lap of reality, really. Quite a big gap as well, actually, from the front to the back. 1.6 seconds. So
let's not forget, Protsyuk has driven here before, of course. That being in day 4 of preseason testing for the top class. So he should be at least a little bit acclimatized to this circuit, unlike other rookies such as Kalevich or Watterson. Or Quintino. Of course, Rahul Patel has driven here before as well. So, that clearly shows he's gone to grips with the circuit. He's gone 2nd quickest so far, only behind Lorenzo Tomaselli. As we got some cars going into the pits, meanwhile, I will take a quick look at the chat. I'm using this break as an opportunity to do so. Seal of approval, masterstroke from Patel there. But yeah.
Working for him at the moment. He's in 2nd, so it's a good start.
Yeah, that's right. Indeed. It appears Rahul's flag hasn't been corrected because obviously he's been going with a joke flag testing. You would know if you know, and there it is, the seal flag. But it should be corrected for tomorrow, so don't mind that flag because that's not a real country, obviously. He is from Britain, but I think he's actually going with India for the Asian races, so tomorrow we should be seeing Patel fly that flag instead. Anyway, everyone's coming into the pits now, and yeah.
Yeah, looking at the order, actually, the last 3 cars, 20th to 22nd, are 3 rookies: Kalevich, Watterson, and Protsyuk. So,
yeah,
let's see if they can improve their second lap.
The other 2 rookies, Quintino and Patel, are doing much better in comparison to them.
Quintino's 11th.
And I have to say, some familiar faces doing very well. Of course, Burns, Graf, Bennett, Waldinger, Galloway as well. All those guys made quite an impression last season, and let's see what they can do this time around.
Indeed, so we're about to start our second laps of the session, and as Joe pointed out, of course, those 2 drivers coming from Formula E.
Yep,
Henry
Quintino's
Watzel.
coming all the way from BTCC, having won the title in that series, and Watsel's going out. I believe he qualified well last time here in Bahrain, Henry Watzel, when he drove for Arden. I think, was he in the top 4 maybe, or 2nd? I'm not exactly sure, but either way, even though his qualifying was great, the race didn't go to plan. Got involved in some drama early on lap 1 here at turn 4 actually, and from that he couldn't recover, he didn't finish in the points. Let's see if this weekend will give him a change of fortune, or if he'll have to miss out once again. At the moment, he is missing out down in 17th. There's still plenty to go in this session.
Just seeing actually, you have better memory than me, but was Zorbak like near the bottom in both sessions, or was he bottom of the?
At Silverstone, he was dead last. At Mugello, he was second to last. Either way, don't look too much at his position, because at Silverstone he was like 7/10 behind 21st, but at Mugello he actually was keeping up with everyone else. So yeah.
It's interesting the gaps as well. Actually, obviously, 1.6 from Tomaselli to Prosiuk, and I apologise.
Zorbak is also just 6/100 down to his teammate Jamie Griffiths, who has just got out on track. Speaking of him, but anyway, Henry Watson is about to start his second lap, and I'm gonna hand the mic over to you so you can commentate us through his lap. So go ahead, George.
Before it starts, I'd like to apologise to Ruslan as well for my poorly Russian pronunciations. Anyway, so Henry Watson about to start his second lap of the session. He heads towards turn 1. There's a car coming out of the pits, actually. Will that block him? I think he may have gotten away with it.
Yeah, he's gone through safely.
Just very close, but he got away with it. So he's come through turn 1, turn 2, now through turn 3. Not necessarily a corner, but anyway, as he comes now towards turn 4, braking about.
I'd say turn 3 has more right to be counted as a corner than turn 15, you know.
I guess, but so he's come to the first sector. Does he improve? The answer is yeah. It's not bad, actually. Improves by about a 10th, or a 10th and a half, I should say. So that is pretty good.
Yeah, but sector 2 is where the real gains are made. So just have to see how much you can find in here. It's still too early to assess where he'll end up, because sector 1, like we said, isn't the greatest indicator, but he's still getting a nice amount of lap time.
Yeah. Going through turn 10 now onto the support pit straight, past also the drag racing strip on the right. Now as they head towards turn 11, and it gets through there pretty well. They're about to come up to the end of the second sector, so we'll see if he can improve, or if he keeps up the pace, I should say. The answer is he does. He's still up, so yeah. So it's not going to be a bad lap.
Full half a second on the second sector. That's very impressive from Watzel. But where will he end up? I have a feeling he could get himself in the top 10, maybe even the top 8. It all depends on this last sector.
Comes to the corner, seem to be a good enough entry and exit from it. So as he comes up towards the line, where's he going to go? The answer is 6. That's a pretty good lap. It's not bad.
Yeah, incredible. Thomas Ben next to cross the line, and he doesn't improve, unfortunately. A second down. But Mariko Kalevic, only down in 20th. I don't think he'll be staying there much longer, because he is improving at the moment. You can see on the dev panel. But where will he end up? 19th only, actually.
19th.
His teammate Warson to cross the line next. 15th. Thomas Anderson doesn't improve. And Lorenzo Tomaselli, the man currently fastest in this session, doesn't appear to be improving either. Of course, Campos took victory here in the past, 2 seasons ago with Rodrigo Gomez, and they're currently on the front row with pole position. Quintino next to cross the line, he goes into 10th place. Rotsiuk, can he improve? Yes, he can. Gets out last to go 17th, as Adventure has improved all the way up into 10th. Sean McCarthy is up next. The man who won here 2 seasons ago. I'm sorry, Rodrigo Gomez won 3 seasons ago. McCarthy won 2 seasons ago and he's 17th quickest. Waldinger, he doesn't improve on his lap, and neither does Jake Galloway. Max Killen, last year's winner, 16th only for him. Dodo Corby, 13th, good lap, but he could find some more time. Rahul Patel is up next, and he stays in second, no improvement. And neither for Tomasz Pasquale, but Jamie Griffiths next to cross the line, 15th for him. Aaron Curtis up next, he doesn't improve either. We're looking at Zorbak, who's only a 10th down on pole in the second sector, so even though he's 20th now, I think he'll jump quite a lot of positions. But where is Zorbak gonna go? Out last corner now, and through the kink of 15. Nicholas Zorbak, can he get himself into the top 5? Let's see, here comes the German, Nicholas Zorbak. Where is he gonna end up? Zorbak goes 4th. So gets himself out of the second row. Nice lap there. Isaac Fashray next. He goes 21st, stays where he is. And that was a pretty entertaining run, I'd say, George. As we have everyone just complete the second run. Except, of course, for Dennis Graf, who didn't go out on track at all. And who would you say
that was
the most in this second run? Because Zorbak's improvement came pretty much out of nowhere, but he's definitely still got the pace. So testing was a false flag after all. You don't underestimate this guy.
Seemingly so. So that's good. So he's at about 10th off. No movement, obviously, in the top 3, but still got plenty of time left in the session. So anything can happen.
And once again, Curtis with a very good qualifying here in Bahrain. Though not as good as last time when he took pole. He's currently 3rd, so let's see if he can have a crack at a 2nd successive Bahrain pole. Either way, Zorbach will be coming into the pits at the end this lap. And also the car behind him, which I think is Isaac Facheray. Yeah, it should be. And Zorbach has to be happy with this run, I think. He's made a massive step up from his form in testing. And the man who finished 4th in the championship last year, he's showing he ain't messing around. He wants to win the championship this time around. And get himself back to the top class, of course, the former Manor driver for half a season. Zorbach has come into the pits and will be expecting Facheray in just a few seconds. Yep, and he comes in as well.
Yeah, of course, Zorbach, who in that yeah, of course, in that half a season, of course, he unfortunately didn't make much of an impression, so it didn't go.
You know what? Thomas Anderson is the first to go out in the Out Grand Prix.
Well, if he had even this time, do a lot better.
Yeah, indeed. Anderson last season, his race was alright. He ended up being by his teammate Red Fosbury, though, who finished 2nd and narrowly won that race, but he didn't. He just barely missed out. Thomas Anderson finished 5th in pretty much a photo finish, fighting across the line with Fabian Nguyen. Nguyen is no longer in this tier, of course, but Anderson remains. And let's see if we can have another photo finish tomorrow. And yeah, loads of cars have gone out as we have passed the halfway point of this session. And don't forget, guys, every single run, except for the first one, 21 drivers go out on track, not 22. So by the end of it, there will be 3 people who might miss out on it, but we'll just have to wait and see. As we got the Art Grand Prix going out together pretty much, 1st and 2nd. You can see Watzel there in the distance. Anderson will be getting ready to start his flying lap, but traffic could be an issue. Just depends how quickly the other guys in front will be going out. We still got some guys left in the pits, so I'm not too sure what to say. By the way, Thomas Anderson will be starting his lap pretty soon, and his teammate is too far back to get some slipstream, but considering it comes with dirty air in the corners, I think he'll be happy not to get it. Either way, Pasquale will be coming out now, and he might be impeding Thomas Anderson. We'll have to wait and see. And there's an Arden going out as well, of Kyle Burns, I believe. Anderson has started his lap, and he is behind Pasquale, but he might be slowing down on the exit there. Watzel should be able to pass Kirby now here, and yes, he does. He won't have any traffic though, just barely. Anderson, I don't think he's far enough behind. I don't think he's too far behind. I mean, he is far enough behind, but let's see if we can catch up to Pasquale in this lap. Sector 1, and he's down already by 2.5 tenths. So even if he gets a little bit of dirty air, Anderson might not be able to improve on his lap. Doesn't look like he will either way. Meanwhile, Jamie Griffith stayed in the pit.
A bit.
Yeah. Everyone on track except for Griffiths. And Anderson into turn 10 he goes. Alright, exit there. And let's see. He should be getting a little bit of slipstream from the car in front of him now. Meanwhile, Watzel has pulled away a little bit from Kirby, which is good for him. Anderson through the left. He's now gonna carry all the speed he's got up the hill into 12. And he'll be completing the 2nd sector. He misses out even further, 7 tenths down. So Thomas Anderson will not be improving on his lap. Unless some sort of miracle happens in sector 3, which is probably not gonna happen. Either way, we're waiting for Thomas Anderson to finish his lap, so you can see how his teammate Watzel is doing. Watzel currently in 7th fastest, and if it stays like this, he will beat Anderson, of course. But Anderson will have another lap afterwards, let's not forget. Thomas Anderson finishing his lap. As expected, he doesn't improve, 9 tenths down. Watzel isn't improving either. Dudu Kirby will start a lap behind him. As we're watching Graf finish a lap as well, He doesn't improve either. Zorbak starting a lap in front of Protsyuk, who doesn't improve.
I think he must
quite
have
a lot.
taken, he was well down.
Yeah. Lorenzo Tomaselli, the current provisional pole sitter, way down. Marko Kalevic could be improving. He does, but stays 19th fastest. Thomas Bennett is up next. The man currently 8th stays where he is. He didn't improve. But Joel Watterson, who is down in 17th, he could be gaining a little bit. Let's see where he's going to end up.
So as he comes down towards the line, and so the moment I said he's in 17th, can he get himself maybe into the top 10 or maybe even higher? Comes to the line, and 7th. Not a bad lap.
That was pretty good. Good effort from Watterson there. Adventure hasn't improved meanwhile. Aaron Curtis doesn't look like this will be a pole lap. No, but he misses out on an improvement by just about the 10th. Chuck McCarthy is up next. He doesn't improve either, just barely. Dodo Corby goes 9th. Max Skillen up next. Corby didn't get held up. Skillen didn't improve either, though neither did Vallinger. Galloway, he improves, but stays in 12th fastest. Isaac Fashray up next, stays in last. Yeah, Gabriel Quintino, I believe, is left in this run, and I don't think he is improving. But let's see, as he's crossing the line. No, he doesn't. The BTCC champion staying where he is. Tomasz Pasquale up next, currently down in 16th, quite some way behind his teammate. Let's see if he can rectify that. No, he cannot. Cal Burns, looks like Graf was trying to overtake him there. As we got Patel finishing a lap as well behind. Burns doesn't improve, and Patel doesn't improve either. Just barely, though, by under a 10th. So Patel might have some more pace in the back. Zorbak loses about a 10th there. So no, a second there, I should say, not a 10th. My bad. So yeah, that's the third run's done. We've got 10 minutes left on the clock exactly.
Yes,
we'll have the fourth runs
a few improvements on that lap.
Yeah, and we'll also have to see if the 3 people who won't get an early run, if they'll have enough time by the end of the session, because sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. It'll be interesting to see. Anyway, Burns, he's currently in 5th place, so carrying that good form from last season. I think he qualified 4th here, if I'm not mistaken, so he is good at qualifying, in particular. And let's see if he can be the superior Arden driver this season. His teammate, of course, Dodo Corby, doing well enough on his debut with 9th. But there's still a lap left for most people, so don't forget about that. Still, plenty can change. And as we've seen last season, anyone can
be a very interesting end to the session, that's for sure. Still...
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, top 4 stayed the same throughout most of the session, but said anything can change with the...
Well, with the exception of Zorbak getting in there on the 2nd lap. Still, it is quite close for comfort, particularly in the upper midfield. The places from 5th to 10th, they're pretty close together, I'd say. And we got Griffiths going out. Don't forget, he stayed in the pits last time out, so this won't be his last flyer. He will have 1 flying lap left, depending on his timing. But considering he's gone out a little early, this is good for Jamie Griffiths. He should be able to catch that last lap as well. Anyway, the Welshman is currently down in 17th, outpaced by 6/10 by his teammate Nicholas Zorbak. And Griffiths, well, after a great DTM season, he's finally come back to GP2, and he'll be hoping for some better luck this time around. Because obviously, back in 2017, he withdrew from GP2 midway through the season because of bad luck, and ended up in DTM. Of course, if he were to do that this season, he wouldn't be in DTM. He'd be prohibited from signing up for a full season at least. But either way, Griffiths, I don't think he's gonna have to do that again. I don't think he will do that again. He's currently 17th, but as Zorbak's shown, there's plenty of room for improvement. So let's see what the Welshman will be able to do. Obviously, we're gonna get some cars going out in about a couple seconds, so Griffiths might have to worry a little bit about the traffic, but yeah, remain to be seen. What do you think, George?
Am I good?
George, as Griffiths is starting a lap.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you. And
Can you
Griffiths
hear
is
me?
yeah, just fine. Griffiths has started his lap, thankfully in
Okay,
clean air.
good, yeah.
And what do you think, George? I'm going to assume you don't have.
So Griffiths, of course, about to start his last.
No, he does have another lap after this because he stayed in the pits earlier. In the first sector, Griffiths only at 100 down, so he could improve yet.
So who's in the pit still? Zorbak, Burns, and Quintino are the drivers still in the pits.
Yeah, but I got one of these guys
So
going out
I'd
right
imagine
about
those
now.
3 drivers will get another lap in, I think.
No, Burns has just gone out. And Quintino as well, which means Zorbak, Griffiths' teammate, is the only car to stay in the pits this run.
Oh, okay, never mind then.
Yeah, no worries. Anyway, Jamie Griffiths will round out the second sector in just a little bit. This is the key for gaining lap time, and how much can he gain, if any at all. Here goes Griffiths. He's still down 100 of a second. So it looks like he'll be staying where he is, unless he can find something in sector 3 in this last corner. Of course, we expect to see both him and his teammate Zorbak back on track at the very end, since they both
he's going to get anything.
skipped the run.
He doesn't look like he's going to improve.
Yeah, I doubt it. But we do have some people behind Griffiths who will be finishing their session altogether. Anyway, Griffiths across the line, and he actually improves, but stays 17th fastest. The time he gained in Sector 3 wasn't enough to gain a place. Fasher is starting a lap, as Dennis Graf is starting one as well. Loads of people starting theirs, but one of these is not Henry Watzel. This is his last lap of the session, I believe. And can Watzel improve, or will he have to settle for 8th place? Well, you heard me there, he has to settle for 8th place. But Protuk has improved all the way up into 9th. Good effort there. Bennett, unfortunately, doesn't improve by 700 of a second. He stays in 11th. Lorenzo Tomaselli, the pole sitter, stays where he is. Can anyone beat him, though? Michael Kalevich can't. He's gone 12th quickest. Kyle Burns will begin a lap soon. And we got Thomas Anderson, I think, finishing a lap behind him. Yeah, he is finishing it. Down in 17th at the moment, which is where he'll be starting, unless someone else improves to beat them. We're looking at Daniel Adventure now, currently in 15th fastest. Can he gain anything? No, he can't. 15 for him. Up next to Joel Watterson to cross the line. He's currently in P8. He's beating his teammate Kalevich. But can he gain any further? Joel Watterson heading across the line. The Kiwi. He doesn't improve, no. Dodo Corby is up next on his debut. He's currently in 10th place. Can he gain a little more, or will he have to sell for 10th? Here goes the Brazilian across the line. He hasn't improved, missed out by 9/10. Mccarthy improves, but stays 20th. Rahul Patel up next. He can't have pole position because he doesn't improve. That was his last lap. Wallinger finishing a lap behind. It's only 13 for him. So unlucky there. Skillen improves, but stays 21st.
21st.
Yeah. Fast rate though, he is improving. The man who is in last. It's his last chance to get out of there. And where will Fast Ray end up? This looks like a good lap. And it's only 19th. Graf's gone 6th fastest meanwhile. Yeah, good effort there. Tomasz Pasquale up next to cross the line. Can he get any closer to his teammate? No, he stays 18th. Jake Galloway can't improve either. And I would imagine that's almost everybody done. Almost. We're on board with Kyle Burns in the meantime.
Yeah, he's not improving at the moment, so I don't think he's going to be able to move
his
further
last
up
lap.
the order.
By the way, he is beating his teammate Corby. Can he get another top 5 qualifying result here in Bahrain? It's looking good for him at the moment. But Burns doesn't improve. 2nd down. Got one last car left to finish this round, or 1 or 2 cars. Quintino, he doesn't improve. He'll be starting 16th or 17th, depending on where Griffiths does. Either way, 3 drivers have a chance to go for another lap. Those are Zorba, Graf, and Griffiths.
The Graf just finished his lap, though.
Yeah, so they have to. I don't think Graf will be there in time, which means it's up to the 2 Carlins of Zorbak and Griffiths to see if they can go out in time and then snatch pole position away from Tomaselli. We're getting close to crunch time though, so if they want to release these guys, they gotta do it now. Because in about 20 seconds time, it will be too late.
Yeah, Graf's just not going to get back out in time. He's not even back in the pitch yet, so his session's going to be over.
It is over. Zorbak's mechanics are. We're finally seeing some movement, though it's for Griffiths, not for Zorbak.
But actually, they're not going to make it out in time, are they?
No, they're not.
So that's going to be session over, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. Yeah, Griffiths is gonna miss out. There isn't enough time.
Oh, is he? No, they'll probably miss out.
I very highly. Now the lap is at 1:38 at best, and he's already. It already takes a few seconds to get all the way to the line. He's not gonna be able to do the rest of the lap in a minute 20. I can tell you that much.
So it looks like Tomaselli, on his return, has got pole position, and those
that's right,
extra bonus points.
That's got brilliant performance, and just like Rodrigo Gomez 3 seasons ago, Campos are gonna start the season with pole, and they should be pretty happy about that. Either way, even though we know Griffiths probably won't make it, we're still gonna have to wait just a little bit for the official confirmation. I don't think Graf intends to go out at all in the meantime. I think Zorbak is going out now. Yes, he is.
Yeah,
unfortunately, too late. If they released him a minute earlier, he would have had a chance, but as it stands, not quite.
Yeah, I don't think Jamie is going to make it. He's got 30 seconds left, and he's only just about coming up to the end of the second sector, so unless he absolutely cuts the last corner, he's not going to do it.
Of course. Yeah, those 4 bonus points will also mean Tomaselli is our first championship leader this season, as we got 10 seconds on the clock, and there's no way Jamie Griffiths can make it in time. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Checkered flag is out. That's the end of the session, and unfortunately for Jamie Griffiths, he couldn't start his flying lap in time.
Yeah, his session over. And obviously it will be the same for Zorbak when he comes across the line as well.
Yeah, Graf hasn't bothered to go out at all, so I'll just be waiting for Zorbak to finish his out lap. I think Zorbak, even though he didn't get the 4th lap in, he will be very happy to beat P4 on the grid. What would you think? George?
Yeah, I think he'll definitely be pretty happy with that, considering how bad preseason testing went. He'll definitely be very happy with the P4, and and of course he'll obviously be aiming to get that P1.
Naturally. And Zorbak is starting the lap, but it's not going to count, obviously, because he's run out of time. The checkered flag has been out for quite a while, and Zorbak has pretty much rounded off the session. So as soon as we get back to the menu screen, we'll read the full results of the qualifying session. And yeah, it's a pole for Campos, it's a pole for Tomaselli. They have every right to be happy with that. But Rahul Patel, second on his debut, should I think take a bow on that one, because just like Curtis last season, there will be a rookie who starts his GP2 career with a front row start. So yeah, should be pretty entertaining. Of course, we've seen this before. Denis Parachki took pole position on his debut in Brazil 2016. And Rahul Patel took second today. Aaron Curtis was actually third on the grid. Took pole last year. So once again, a rookie doing well on his debut to get to a front row. But here are the official results. Lorenzo Tomaselli on pole, Rahul Patel second, Aaron Curtis third, Nicholas Zorbak up in fourth in front of Kyle Burns, once again qualifies as the top 5 here in the desert. Dennis Griffiths sixth with Joel Watterson seventh on his debut. You gotta give him credit, that wasn't a bad performance at all. Henry Watson is eighth, with Ruslan Protsiuk in ninth on his debut as well, followed by another rookie, that being Dudu Kurbi in the Arden. So both Irelands in the top 10. Thomas Bent is in 11th, and you can do the second half.
And 12th place is Marko Kalovic, who is not bad qualifying, I guess. It could be worse. 13th is Bence Valdinger. I kind of hyped him up. He was only 13th in the end. 14th, Jake Galloway, ahead of Daniel Venture 50th. Gabriel Quintino, 16th on his debut. 17th, Thomas Anderson, not the best from him. 18th, Thomas Pasquale. 19th, Isaac Fashuri. JB Griffiths 20th. Chuck McCarthy 21st, and Max Skillen will be is last, and a certain person will not be happy about that one. I wonder who that could be.
Took the win here last year, and then Germany made a pretty epic comeback to finish third. So who knows? He might be able to do it yet again tomorrow, and we'll just wait and see. But yeah, before we leave, I would like to ask you, George, what did you think of this session? Who surprised you? Who impressed you the most?
I mean, to be fair, I think Son did a pretty good job on his debut in 7th, so I think he can be pretty happy with that one. The top 3, of course, were there pretty much the whole session. They did the first laps and they stayed there. So I'll give it to Watterson as an impressive performance. But obviously, that's qualifying. The race could be completely different.
Yeah, very much agreed. And any particular surprises, good or bad? Or what do you think?
I mean, I suppose Tomaselli Patel front row is I suppose essentially a bit of a surprise, I guess.
Indeed.
Yeah.
All right, then. Well, yeah, that has been the session, and Univirtuosi on their first ever outing around the far row with Rahul Patel, so they should be very happy with that. Even though their other driver, Max Skillen, is down in last. So Lorenzo Tomaselli is the man who laughs at the very end of it, because he's taken pole position and 4 bonus points, which you never know at the very end of the season could prove to be something very important. But either way, the season itself hasn't even started yet, because the first race, well, is gonna be tomorrow. But until then, I have been Robert Ionescu.
And you have been. See you at same time, same place tomorrow for the first race of the season.
Yep, that's right. Take care of yourselves, guys. Take care of each other. And don't forget to check out the OC Discord and OC Twitter. But yeah, and of course, other things on the OC channel. But yeah, until next time, we'll see you next time. And yeah, arrivederci, guys, and take care.